how's everybody doing? Welcome back to Asshat Podcast on YouTube. I got here, it's an unusual comic. I never heard of this motherfucker. This is Warren Ellis, Bad World from Avatar. This is issue 1, $3.50, man. I'm glad I didn't pay even cover price for this. This is one I've mentioned before, and I even did a blog post about it. I got 20 pounds of random assorted comics for my birthday in 2019. This is one of them. And I saw this cover, I'm like, ooh, look at it. You got Jesus. He all beat up. He's carrying a gun. The world's on fire. I'm like, okay, this is going to be interesting. Created and written by Warren Ellis. Artwork by Jacen Burrows. Jacen Burrows does a lot of the art on various Avatar. So Avatar, I'm trying to think they're best known for. To me, they're best known for Cross. Garth Ennis works there a lot. Warren Ellis does a lot of stuff there. And then they have an offshoot called Boundless. It's kind of... Basically, it's a lot of the old Bad Girl comics from the 90s taken to an extreme. What this one is, these are the traces of the bad world. The bad world is the flip side of the world we know. The world as seen by conspiracy theorists, visionaries, and the mentally ill, and sadly deluded. In their creation, it is their creation, their way of responding to a world that frightens them. It is the way in which they make the world make sense. And all this basically is a bunch of different conspiracy theories. And just go like this guy, the World Wide Web. And he's talking about... Basically, it's him talking about Cthulhu shit. And here's one. Andrew Amarat, a devout Christian, has been investigating the death of Kurt Cobain for 5 years now. I'm not interested in sitting back and watching, letting Courtney Love get away with killing arguably the most talented songwriter of my generation. Someone whose life and music have been a major inspiration to me and whose death has a huge effect on the lives of millions of people around the world, including my own. He is convinced that Courtney Love, who he describes as an extremely sick and dangerous woman, a truly evil person, is responsible for Kurt Cobain's death. And it's fucking nasty ass horror. And basically what it is he fingers El Duce from the Mentors, who actually said Courtney paid him to kill Kurt. This is one on... We don't all live in the same world. This is driven home by the Second Coming Project. This is a not-for-profit organization devoted to bringing about the second coming of our Lord Jesus Christ as prophesied in the Bible in time for the 2000th anniversary of his birth. Our intention is to clone Jesus. Yes, using the same techniques that gave us Dolly the sheep, and presumably the same science pioneered by Sir Richard Attenborough in Jurassic Park. They intend to lift Jesus' DNA from, say, the Shroud of Turin and use it to fertilize an oocyte that will implant a female virgin. 9 months later, boom, it's the second coming. And this woman that thinks she's part of Alien gave birth to Alien. I love Jacen Burrows' artwork. It has a look to it. I can't really describe it well. This is one. Can you imagine what it's like to feel threatened by our very sky? So threatened that you come up with this? This was circulated in 1995 with a private individual's home address, phone, and fax number. The Blue Beam Project will tend to be the universal fulfillment of the prophecies. It will make use of the sky as a movie screen as space-based laser-generating satellites project simultaneous images to the four corners of the planet in every language and every dialect according to region. It deals with the religious aspect of the New World Order, with computer animation and sound effects appearing to come from the depths of space. Astonished followers will witness their own returned Messiah in spectacular, convincing, lifelike realness, tested during the Gulf War. This technology will convince viewers around the world that the rapture is at hand. Use of Omega Mind Control Project Super Dishes to transmit pulses to the viewers to enter the rapture and Philadelphia, now called Phoenix Project technology. Oh, okay, Philadelphia Project. I know what they're talking about. To transmit and forever diffuse the body material of every willing sheep. Reason, depopulation control, and the first step towards the false UFO invasion, which is to come next in the fall time frame to establish a one world government. The project started in 1978, so a few years after I was born. Found on Usenet a few years ago. It's about an alien baby. Physicist George Hammond has proven the existence of God. He has expended a lot of time and effort in making this part of his world make sense. The bare bones explanation of his theory runs over 1,000 words, so let me boil it down here. He has discovered, you see, that IQ is directly connected to time and explains psychometry. Bear with me. Time, the fourth dimension, part of the space-time continuum, which is curved to the action of gravity, one of the four forces. Therefore, IQ is connected directly to the four forces. Therefore, brain growth impacts space-time in the grand unified field, ATC. There is a growth curve deficit, however, caused by the percentage of our brains we do not use. Therefore, if we identify space-time in the grand unified field as God, then the direct cause of God is brain growth. Therefore, God must be located in the missing parts of our brains. Okay? He doesn't quite grasp He doesn't quite grasp that this means God is brain damage, which conclusion surprises me not at all. Somehow, white guys in America manage to feel threatened by the world they live in, despite the fact that they arguably have the best deal in it. This is most recently evidenced by the need to have an ethnicity. Just like everyone else, meet the Solarian Sodality. The Solarian Sodality is a social, political, spiritual grouping of Euro-Americans who have a right to pride in their identity as people, just like any other ethnic group. But they are not racist, they say. However, the Solarian spirit is that element in humanity which causes us to regress and evolve. Translated this means white people are superior. To whom, you ask? There is a opposed principle which seeks the darkness and is responsible for the decay and eventual death of all life forms. We refer to this collective nemesis as Ophidians. That was a card in Magic. Remember the Ophidian? It was like a 1-3, 1-4. Drago, motherfucker, Drago. There's also one of the car wrestlers, Ophidian. And observe that they wield tremendous power in the global arena. The name means snake-like. They have control over the major media and dominant influence in the political establishments of Europe and America. I wonder who they're thinking of. Okay, I see where they're going with this one here. White liberalism is a form of mass pathology with a strong masochistic element, but the real horror is that its strongest promoters are not whites but Ophidians. The founder of the Solarian Solidarity was Marcus Geist, who is evidently a dead white European male. A biography of Marcus is in preparation. We'll be glad to email a brief preview of it upon request. Send a message to vicnoble@AOL.com. Woo! Oh, this is about how they were selling like fetuses in China. Then we got this one. Guy lived in the walls of his house. Oh, I like this one. The Christian's Guide to Small Arms is a book developed in response to the fact that most American Christians have fallen in ignorance concerning the responsibilities and skills required of a Christian freeman. It is a guide for the Christian who's beginning to realize that he too can be a gun-crazy fuckhead just like those godless scums down the block. No more must he be a pacifistic patsy in the face of heathen hordes. It all comes from Luke 22, 35, 38. And if I said those wrong, I'm sorry. I'm raised Catholic. And Catholics don't really study the Bible. So I'm assuming I said that right. If I said it wrong and I offended anybody, I'm really sorry. A segment from the massively group-authored work, what are hardly a scrap of actual providence known collectively as the New Testament. Apparently, Jesus gave very specific orders to his disciples after the Last Supper. They were off on a mission, and they were to each take a money bag, a knapsack, and a sword. He who has no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one. Jesus says sidearms are good, officially. That's a badass picture. I guess that's supposed to be Jesus. Got him some badass guns. Like, yeah, Jesus Christ come back to kick some ass. This one, Hira Ratan Manek, is a 64-year-old at the time. Is 64 years old at the time of writing. For the last year, he claims to have lived on bottled water and sunlight. And explains how you're supposed to get up in the morning when the sun's just rising and you absorb the solar energy. Because, according to this, we survive off the solar energy that plants use to grow. And you can take that step out and just absorb solar energy. Yeah. And people say I'm crazy. Marshall Hall knows the truth about the world. He knows that everyone has been lied to for thousands of years. He knows that the earth is not moving. Yes, the earth does not move according to the Bible and the Quran. Jim Keefe defined the parameters of his chosen world when he coined the eponymous law. All conspiracy authors must die in mysterious circumstances. Jim Keefe was a hugely prolific documentary author and editor in the field, producing definitive work on black helicopters and the Gemstone File, amongst others. He was talking about how he wanted to get out of the hospital. He told me, I don't want them to put me under. He was talking about how he pulled some tarot cards before he went to the Burning Man and all. The cards came out really crappy. Jim said, I don't know if I get put under, I'm going to die. During the operation, a blood clot released from his leg. A blood clot released from his leg, and he died right there. Bang! Pulmonary embolus due to right tibial fracture due to blunt force trauma fall. And ever since, he's been part of that world of conspiracy. He documented another spooky story. Now this is pre-Boundless Evangeline. This was a character created by Kathy Christian, and Rob Life. And there's an Angel. Covers by Al Rio. Al Rio does good work. I've never read any of that. Then, of course, we got the Covens. You always got the order forms for all the stuff. Comics Cavalcade must be owned by Avatar because they have it now. OPI8, The Art of Darkness. The Coven. Is that any relation? Wasn't there like a Jeff Loeb series back in the day called The Coven? Back issues. Now, check this out for... Now, this is... Hold on. Sorry about that. I got to flip back to the beginning and see. 2001. 10th Muse. Issue 4, Sexy Photo Edition. Rena Mero, Sable from WWE, and better known now to most modern fans if they didn't watch WWE back then, she's Brock Lesnar's wife. Struts her stuff as the sexy 10th Muse on his exclusive hot photo color. Don't miss out since his sultry cover is limited to 2,000 regular copies at $5 each and only 5,000 ruby red foil copies at $25 each. These are sure to fly out the door to the millions of fans of her sold out Playboy issues. We got an Evangeline thing, and then we got the back cover here. There's Coven. Just an interesting little comic. I don't know how many more issues this is. I would have been pissed if I'd bought this and paid cover price, but the 20-pound of comic, I figured it out. It was like 13 cents a comic. Yeah, it's worth it. Good art. I like conspiracy theory shit. I don't believe 90% of them. 98% probably. And matter of fact, the one conspiracy theory I kind of believe in. Okay, the big lottery, like the Powerball shit. Nobody ever wins that shit. Ever. They just hire somebody out to say, hey, I won it, and to give them X amount of dollars. It's rigged. I really think it is. Because I've never met anybody on any of those lotteries like that, not the scratch-offs, lotteries like that have ever won more than about $100. And I've known plenty of people that have played forever and ever and ever. So, but yeah, Bad World. I need to see if there's any more. I know there's a different cover because I've seen when I was cataloging this on Comic Book DB, I saw there was a different cover of this issue. I want to see if there's more. I wouldn't mind reading more. And the thing about it is, this is the bag and board. It came at $3.75, which is quarter over cover. Well, I hope you enjoyed them, and if you did, boom! Thumbs up, motherfucker, thumbs up! Leave a comment, subscribe, all the other bullshit. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.